to review the motion.
All right, Jared Regier for the state, Darren Patterson for the defendant, who also appears in person. How old are you, Mr. Como?
20 years old.
20 years old. All right. Mr. Patterson, have you had a chance to talk to Mr. Como on his driving while suspended and speeding?
I have not, Your Honor. I did not know he was there at the courthouse this morning.
Okay.
So I could talk to him, but I also had it down for a motion for judgment on bond. So I don't know what it's on for today, Your Honor.
Well, it is for motion for judgment on bond, and I think he has an outstanding warrant too, does he not? Or did he turn himself into the law enforcement on that bond?
I thought that's what I do here. I apologize.
Did you ever go turn yourself in on your bond or on your warrant for failing to
I
appear?
can do that today.
Yeah, we'll do it for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you will.
I think I understand how this is gonna go.
All right, Mr. Regier, do you want to proceed on the motion for judgment on bond of $1,000 personal recognizance?
Ron, I think that, with all due respect, that would appear to depend largely on how the court wishes to proceed in light of the failure to appear previously. What I would tell the court is the state is not aware of any additional appearance bonds having been executed in this case since the last failure to appear on January 27th of 2025.
So is that the one you're wanting to collect on today? The one he hasn't turned himself in on that one from January 27th, but your motion, as I understand it, was that not for a prior bond, a 1,000 OR that he was to have posted June 26th?
Your Honor, the motion.
24 a year ago.
The motion for judgment on bond does appear to refer to a $1,000 own recognizance bond. I do have a copy of the same in my file. It would appear to have been executed back in August of 2024.
So are you pursuing your motion for judgment on that bond?
Your Honor, at this time, the state, after further review, the state would be prepared to withdraw the motion for judgment on bond. However, the state does not make any recommendations insofar as the prior failure to appear is concerned, as that would appear to be primarily within the court's purview.
Well, he needs to go into custody and be processed. But look at his charge again, driving while suspended. So, Mr. Como, you're here today because you got a notice about judgment on bond. You're not here because you've surrendered or intended to surrender on your warrant?
The bench warrant, I
Go
came
ahead.
here because I called the court system. They said what I would have to do is I'd have to come down and turn myself in and then bring a bondsman. And I think I misunderstood that. I thought turning myself in was basically just showing up to court today. I understand that now that was probably not what was intended for. Message was in the letter. But
right.
so, yes.
Well, they're not going to try to get $1,000 out of your own pocket like you promised would happen, but I am going to order that you be taken into custody and make bond, and then you can see the court again on that.
Okay.
So, officer, take him into custody.
Will do.
We'll be on Darren
Got it.
Patterson. Thank you. For the defendant, and you are Michelle Luther there at court security?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Patterson, have you had a chance to talk to her?
Judge, I have spoke to Miss Luther. I would need a brief breakout room with Mr. Regier, and I think we can finish this case up today.
That'd be fine. Please put, Jen, if you would, please put the attorneys in a breakout room.
Judge, just to let you know, I have another Mr. Patterson, and I also have two pro ses.
Okay. Is that Cole Thornton that you have by chance?
No,
Who do you have? Zelian? Now that one?
yeah, I do have that. That's Mr. Patterson. And then I have Dylan Kelly and Alexander Price are the two pro se's.
Back on the record in 25 TR 43, State of Kansas versus Michelle Luther, parties as before. And I am looking at an amended information. That is the current charging docket from which we're operating, Mr. Regier.
That would be the state's understanding, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. Patterson, Mr. Regier, any announcements at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. When announced this time, Ms. Luther will be entering a plea of guilty to count 1, expired tag, and count 2, driving while suspended. Class B non-person misdemeanor. States agreed to dismiss count 3.
Mr. Regier, that is your recommendation?
That would be the state's understanding of the negotiated plea offer, Your Honor.
Very well. Ms. Luther, is that your plea agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you plead to count 1, driving on an expired tag in Butler County on January 7th of 25?
Guilty.
And how do you plead to count 2, driving on a suspended license,
Guilty.
January 7th, 25? By pleading guilty, you're admitting that you did drive with an expired tag and while your driver's license was suspended on January 7th, 25 in Butler County, Kansas?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone making you enter these pleas today by any threats or promises other than your plea agreement?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that you're giving up your right to trial, that you'll most likely be found guilty and unable to appeal your conviction in these 2 charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember where you were driving in Butler County on January 7th of 2025 when you received these charges?
I was on the turnpike.
Okay, I-35, Kansas Turnpike. Mr. Regier, I trust you can tell me where she was specifically for jurisdiction.
If the court wishes it.
Go ahead, please.
Your Honor, the ticket in this matter appears to refer to a stop occurring on January 7, 2025 on I-35 at milepost 84.4. The state's understanding is that is in close proximity to El Dorado Lake on the northern side, but still well within Butler County boundaries.
Thank you. Court finds jurisdiction, and I find that the defendant knowingly and voluntarily enters these pleas. I do find her guilty of both counts 1 and 2 and dismiss count 3 for plea agreement. So recommendations for sentencing, Mr.
Yeah.
Regier?
Yes, Your Honor. Pursuant to plea negotiations, the state is recommending a $50 fine that the court impose court costs and make an appropriate determination on the issue of attorney's fees, as well as impose a 30-day underlying sentence for count 2. The state is recommending the minimum fine required by law of $100, that the court impose an underlying sentence of 120 days. The state is not opposed to concurrent sentencing in this matter. The state is recommending a 6-month non-reporting probationary period and any other orders the court may deem appropriate in this matter.
Mr. Patterson, anything further before sentence is determined?
Nothing further, Judge.
Ms. Luther, where do you work?
I work for the Baymont Hotel in El Dorado.
All right, is that a full-time job?
No, ma'am, it's a part-time and right now there's no work, so I haven't worked for a week, so. I've been looking for another job though.
Are you married or single?
I'm single.
Do you live with anyone?
I'm homeless, actually.
I will waive your attorney fees.
Thank you, ma'am.
Your sentence will be for driving with an expired tag, a $50 fine and a 30-day suspended sentence. On count 2, for driving while suspended, $100 and a concurrent 120-day sentence. Court costs of $108 is imposed. So the total owed would be $258. If you do not want to serve your jail sentence, You need to be successful on a 6-month non-reporting probation. So you're on probation for 6 months from today, even though you don't
Okay.
see a probation officer.
Well,
But
thank
you
you.
do have 2 conditions, and the first one is do not violate any laws during this 6 months.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, the second is to pay $258. Do you have any idea how long it would take you to pay $258?
I'm hoping no more than 120 days.
They will give you 120 days to pay. Now, if you don't have that paid, or if you violate the law, those are violations of probation.
Okay,
And if you don't have that paid, in addition to violating your probation and serving the 120 days, this could go to private collections and they will add more to it and go after your paychecks, bank accounts, anything else they can do, tax refunds.
okay. Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
So not only would it go to private collections, you could also get another suspension on your license.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, just as an aside, if you get another driving while suspended, you could be looking at mandatory jail time. So make sure you don't drive unless you get your license reinstated.
I ride a bicycle.
Very well.
Yes.
All right. Any questions about the 2 conditions of your probation?
No, ma'am.
Count 3 again is dismissed per plea agreement, and if there's nothing further, we'll be in recess, and you are excused, Miss Luther.
Thank you. Thank you, Your
You're
Honor.
welcome. You're welcome. We will now take up 2024.
Time to break this one down. Judge Webster started off with Mr. Como, who appeared in person on a driving while suspended and speeding matter. But things quickly revealed he'd misunderstood turning himself in to mean simply showing up. For court, the state's motion for judgment on his prior $1,000 recognizance bond was ultimately withdrawn, but the judge still ordered him into custody to post bond on the outstanding warranted clear lesson that showing up isn't quite the same as surrendering. From there, the focus shifted to Michelle Luther, who had a more straightforward resolution. In a calm and cooperative exchange, she entered guilty pleas to driving on an expired tag and while suspended, with a third count dismissed as part of the deal. Judge Webster ensured the plea was knowing and voluntary, confirmed jurisdiction right down to the turnpike mile marker, and then tailored the sentence to Luther's circumstances, waiving attorney fees after learning she was unemployed and homeless. The fines were modest, probation was non-reporting for 6 months, and the judge was clear about the conditions. Obeyed the law, pay $258 within 120 days, and don't even think about driving without reinstating the license. The atmosphere throughout was steady and respectful, with the judge's mix of precision and practicality on full display, holding firm on legal process while showing a degree of compassion for personal hardship. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one.